Sadhu Sundar Singh, Called of God, Chapter 16, Tibet. The Chumbai, Chumbi, valley on the north side of Darjeeling is an indescribable, lovely, and seductive spot, and is one of the approaches to the barest and most inhospitable country of Asia, Tibet. Tibet has not always been a closed land. Until the end of the 18th century, only physical obstacles stood in the way of entry into Lhasa itself. Jesuits and Capuchins reached Lhasa and made long stays there, and were even encouraged by the Tibetan government. As early as 1325, it is known that foreigners visited the country, but the first Europeans to reside in Lhasa arrived there in 1661. 2 centuries ago, Europeans might travel in remote parts of Asia with greater safety than is possible today. For now the white man inspires fear, where he used only to awaken curiosity. At the end of the 18th century, the Nepalese overran Tibet, and the Chinese, being called into aid, almost annihilated the Gurkhas. From that time, China practically ruled in Lhasa. The policy of strict exclusion dates from then. Since the decline of the Chinese power, a Tibetan mission to the Tsar, supposedly a religious character, brought Tibet somewhat under the influence of Russia. Several Buriat lamas have been educated in Russia, chief of whom one was Dorjief, who headed the Russo-Tibetan mission in 1901. Dorjief and others inspired dreams of a consolidated Buddhist religion under the spiritual control of a Dalai Lama, backed by the military power of Russia. This was believed possible because the ignorant lamas imagined Russia to be a Buddhist country. Tibet is a mysterious country with an ancient but arrested civilization, a land where prayer flags flutters in the wind, and where men spend half their time in turning mechanical prayer wheels. The people are medieval in government. Witchcraft, indications, and ordeals by fire and boiling are still common. The entire population is only about 6 million. In Lhasa, the home of the Buddha and the Dalai Lama, is a superbly detached building on a hill of rock called the Potala, P-O-T-L-A. Its massive walls, its terraces and bastions stretch upward from the plain to the crest and are crowned with a glittering dome shining with turquoise and gold. At its feet lies the sculpted city of Lhasa. Buddhism holds all life sacred. Yet this place, which dwells the divine incarnation, has witnessed more murder than even the blood-stained castles of the medieval Europe. The Buddhist religion is the one thing that keeps the nation together, and every family must contribute one son to the priestly order of lamas. Hundreds of years ago, a Buddhist saint predicted that Tibet would one day be invaded and conquered, and Buddhism would become extinct. Thus it is that a blind fear and fanaticism combine to keep all doors of entrance closed to this land, and the teaching of foreign religion more than anything else brings down on the head of the offender the severest persecution and even the most cruelest death. End of chapter 16, having been read by Peter John Paresis.